Microsoft loses money each time an Xbox console is sold. This information has been recently revealed by the Xbox boss Phil Spencer. Specifically, when somebody buys an Xbox, Microsoft loses somewhere between $100 and $200 with the expectation that they will recoup that investment over time through accessory and game sales. Just like the tech news, which are an investment that will keep your human hard drive spinning for all of eternity as long as you follow this channel. Now, these news really aren't all that surprising, as most consoles are expected to be selling at a loss because the new business models are just focused around the hope that the users will actually buy games and such for their console. So it's very interesting to hear exactly how much money Microsoft loses every time they sell an Xbox console. Now, this was pretty predictable if you are sort of in this space, because I mean, the Xbox Series S, for example, which is something that I've been looking into recently because I just want to get some sort of a little console for my little living room, so when somebody comes over, you know, maybe we can play a few fun games, and I don't really need the extra horsepower from the Series X. But the thing is, basically, this thing can retail for like $250, $300, and you just get so much for your money. I mean, you get an 8-core AMD Zen 2 CPU, so this would be equivalent to something like the 2700X on the desktop platform, which is a bit of an older chip at this point, but it's still a very, very good, powerful chip. You also get a very good, powerful GPU. You know, this thing is a lot better than integrated graphics, for example, and games are heavily optimized for this as well. You get 10 gigabytes of memory, and this is GDDR6 memory, so this is not like the DDR4 or DDR5 RAM that we use within our desktop PCs, for example. This is the memory that is used by graphics cards because it's faster and it's also more expensive. And the Xbox Series S just gives you 10 gigabytes like that, which is pretty insane. You get a half a terabyte NVMe SSD as well, that's insanely fast and great, and then it also has great sound capabilities with a great DAC for audio processing. You also get great wireless networking. I mean, for $250, which is what you could usually get this thing for, you get so much for your money. I mean, you cannot get a desktop computer that's this good for this amount of money. Not even close, you know. You would really have to get a really great deal on a used computer, you know, but with new parts, you're not getting anywhere close to this. So it's pretty expected that Microsoft does lose at least some money when selling consoles, and I mean, they are absolutely gonna recuperate a lot of that money in most cases. And I mean, this isn't even such a new business model anyways. When the PlayStation 3 first came out, it included a Blu-ray drive, and basically you could either buy a Blu-ray drive if you wanted one, or you could just get the PlayStation 3 for pretty much the same price. So Sony was losing a lot of money on the console back then, but they made it all back because people would buy the console and then they would continue buying games and software for many years. A more recent example would be the Steam Deck, for example. You get a lot of hardware for your money, but the thing is, if somebody doesn't use Steam currently and Valve gets them on the Steam platform and now they just continue to buy Steam games for the rest of their life or something like that, they're obviously going to be making a percentage with every single purchase for a very long time. You know, like me, for example, you know, I've spent thousands of euros on Steam over the past decade or something like that, you know. So if they get somebody who doesn't use Steam and then they get someone like me and they make a percentage off of that over a few decades, they're going to be making a lot more money than they are going to be losing initially. Another good example would be Amazon, for example. They have a lot of very cheap Amazon devices, so they just keep you in their ecosystem, so you just keep buying from Amazon because then Amazon makes a percentage every single time you make a purchase.